Hey everybody, it's Peter from That There Internet, and I wanted to bring up a small little topic for you today, and that is energy systems. And not just energy systems in general, because I think that they're fine. I don't mind free-to-play games, and that's kind of why I'm one of the lead reviewers at Pocket Gamer for freemium games, because I don't mind energy systems. I think they're fine. I think they give you about 10-15 minutes of play, and that's okay. That's okay by me. As long as it's a free game, and this is kind of the crucial thing, because what this is all about is energy systems in premium games. And by premium games, I of course mean games that you pay money for up front. So, to reiterate, energy systems, generally what they do, the whole hook of it, is it gives you a small amount of time, 10-15 minutes, to enjoy the game, and then the game sort of says, well, if you want to continue, you can pay us some more money, and that's great. You'll be able to keep playing, and we're more than happy for you to do that. But we do need you to give us some money now, because we do have families to support, and we do need to eat and pay medical bills and all of that sort of thing. And that's fine, when it's a free game. But when you're giving a company 69 pence or £1.99 or however much money it is for the game that they're charging, when you give them that money, I feel, and of course there's no contract that says any of this. There's nothing that says that this is absolutely the way that it is, and maybe it's just my expectations as a consumer. But I feel like the contract there is, if I give somebody X amount of money for their game, I should be able to spend as much time with it as possible. And even if that's just meaningless grind, even if I get to a point where it's like a Dragon Quest, for example, where I have to spend 2 hours just wombling about doing some grinding, that's fine. I'm okay with that, because I can always continue to play that game. It's not locking me out. It's not saying, no, you can't, thanks for your money, but we're not letting you play anymore unless of course you give us some more money. It's not doing any of that. But when there is this energy system that gets added to a premium game, that it's the antithesis of that. It isn't the gateway to unlocking the entire game. And I don't mean the entire game as in all of the content, because I'm happy to pay for additional content in games. I'm okay with DLCs and expansion packs and all of these sorts of bits and pieces. I'm even okay with paying money for currency. But suddenly that £2 or whatever it is that you give to the company becomes the potential to play the game. It's not you get to play the game forever. It's not, hey, this game is now yours. It's you get to pay for as long as we tell you to, and if you want to play more, then that's fine, and we'll let you pay more. And I find that really disconcerting. I find that idea really nasty and anti-consumer. And I think, in addition to this, one of these sort of extra things, one of the real sort of reasons I find that this is a bit of a bugbear of mine, is ultimately, there's no way at the moment on the Apple Store or on Android, and let's be honest, this is where this format at the moment currently kind of is residing, this sort of payment model. There's no way of actually being told any of this stuff. There's no way that's saying, oh, by the way, when you've given us that couple of quid that we were asking for, we're only going to let you play it in like 15-minute chunks, and then you have to wait a day. There's none of that. There is no information for a consumer that tells you that, except for when you go onto review sites, when you go onto, when you look into the reviews at the bottom of iTunes or on Android, on Google Play Store or wherever it is that you get your Android games. There's no way of finding out about any of these things, and I think actually that's quite a deceptive thing. I'm sure that none of the people making these games, or some of the people making these games I should say, I'm sure that they don't see it as being deceptive. I'm sure what they do, is they're seeing it as another revenue stream for them. But ultimately, I think it does put people off buying your games again in the future, because if I pay my £2 entry fee, I should be able to play that game as much as I like. If I'm paying that up front, if the entry fee is just downloading it because it's free, then I have that expectation, that immediate expectation of, well, I didn't pay anything for this, so I guess it's okay if they want to charge me a little bit of extra money for this, because that's kind of the deal, the unspoken deal that we have as people who play games and people who make games. The dialogue there is, well, you've given it to me for free, so I understand that there's no such thing as a free meal, so there's going to be some sort of compromise that I have to make. And I understand that. But when I pay for a game, I don't feel like, at the moment, like somebody who plays video games is willing to accept that paying X amount of money just to access the game and not play the game forever. I don't feel like that's a deal we've made yet. I don't feel like I've been told why, as a consumer, that's a benefit to me. Why it's a benefit that I can pay money and then not play your game. So that's this kind of small little thing that's kind of been chewing away at me for the last couple of days. I really just had to vocalize. So yes, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this one, but ultimately, as somebody who plays a lot of free-to-play games, I get that from free. I understand the mechanics of that. I understand the economics of that specifically, and I'm okay, and I can deal with it. But I am one of those people that thinks, if I pay for something, I want to be able to use that thing. If I buy a cake, I want to eat it. If I buy a game, I want to play it.